Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you've been following this channel, you might have just only seen the Porsches, but unless you follow me on Instagram, you probably wouldn't know that I actually have another car that I bought and I built for just the purpose of drifting and learning how to drive. So next week on Tuesday, me and a few of the other guys like Matt signed up for an open drift practice event, and basically I built this car a year ago and we've been waiting to take it out. So I'm going to show you guys the car. I'm going to show you what it looked like in the condition that I got it in. It was pretty beat up. So we're going to take a look at that and then what it looks like now. Alright guys, so we're just going to do a voiceover here because the original audio was super messed up because it was super windy that day. But as you can see from the back here, the bumper is a different color. This is pretty much a prime example of what $4,000 will get you in the 350Z world. Like, you look at the front bumper, the whole thing is just messed up. It's missing the whole bottom part. I don't know what this kid put this car through, but let's look at the fender. He just used like a metal bracket that he probably found, a piece of scrap metal. He put some like random wood screws in it. There's a big old dent on the fender. I think that tire was flat, and I drove home on that tire, and then it got flat. Oh man, this thing was just a mess. Like this side, the body looks straight on this side except for the bumper. Bumper's a little off. That wing was actually, he like siliconed it on, so it was just flopping around on the back side. There's like a dent in the rear right there. The door handle was just destroyed. Side skirt was literally falling off. It was being held on by just the door. And there's some dirt. And if you look on the inside, there was a thick layer of just dirt. Like, I don't know if this kid drove through the desert with his windows down and he never wiped the car down after. There's just a layer of dirt, and this thing was just, it was so trash. Like, even the door panel, I don't know why, but why would you take out all the clips and not put them back in? Like, things are just flopping around, missing. It's just crazy what people do to some cars. Like, look at all this. He like put speakers in, took them out, just totally destroy the car. And I mean, at least he sold it for what it's worth. Like, this is definitely a $4,000 car right here. Let's see what all the mods going into it are. We're going to be going over, I guess, all the parts I bought for the Z. There's going to be a lot of performance parts as well as a lot of maintenance items. And we're just kind of going to go over everything that the Z is getting. So for starters, we'll just go from left to right. That is wrap because we're gonna do a color change on the Z. We're gonna be doing that ourselves. I also got these replica seats. For other performance parts these are SPC rear camber arms, and for the front we got these are inner tie rod ends, and then also has a spacer that goes on your steering rack. Let me just take these out. So this spacer allows us, and this arm allows us to get more angle. We have a whole set of coilovers. These are Rev 9. They're just a cheap coilover, super stiff. I don't know how good they are, but we're gonna find out. It's good enough for what we're using it for. I have a intake plenum spacer. Supposedly these are good for 5 to 10 horsepower. We have a new sway bar polyurethane mount because our front one is chewed up. We have new spark plugs because I don't know when they were changed on this car. We also got these new coil packs. I'm pretty sure they're bad on our car because we're having a misfire. So these are kind of like performance versions. So supposedly they're good for a few horsepower. It's made by NP Boosted or Nepal or something like that. We also have a GK Tech Hydro e-brake we're going to be installing. That comes with like a Willwood slave cylinder, and it also has this mount here that goes around your shifter, so it makes install super easy. Maintenance items we have, other than the spark plugs and stuff, we have all new intake gaskets. There's a whole set. Everything was super cheap. We also have, like, this goes on the valve cover to connect the two. We have brand new valve covers going in with valve cover gaskets. And that's pretty much everything. So we're going to be dropping the car off tomorrow to the shop and get everything installed. I just want to do it all at once. And then that is our parts inspector. Every time we get a box, we open up a car part, he checks everything. So this is the car now. So let's just take a look around how it looks. It definitely looks a lot nicer than it did when I first got it. Pretty stoked with how it came out. All the parts on it. Alright guys, so here's the car. Super excited with how it turned out. Let's go over all the stuff I did to the car. We'll start from the front and work our way to the back. So one of the biggest changes you could see is we have a new bumper on there. I ended up getting a used bumper that was all cracked up, but it wasn't as bad as the one that was on the car. I got it for $50 or something. I fiberglassed it and then we wrapped it. So I ended up wrapping the car myself with, I believe it's like a 3M or Avery Carmine Red or something. I forgot what it was. I did the roof black. This is my first time ever wrapping a car. I think it turned out pretty good. Like, for doing it myself, I'm pretty stoked with how it came out. It's not bad at all. Pretty, I think I did a pretty good job. So it's not perfect. There's little imperfections here and there. It's just a drift missile, so who really cares? We went with some ESR wheels. We ended up getting, we sold the old set of wheels, so we did 2 extra sets of rears with tires on them, so then that way whenever the car's drifting you don't have like stock wheels on the back. And then I ended up fixing that bracket the kid had here with the 2 screws and like the bracket from like Home Depot. This fender was knocked in pretty bad and I just hammered it out a bit, so it's not too bad. I ended up fixing the door handles. They were all peeling. The wing is solid now. It was like shaking before. It's only attached on the top side. The side skirt was falling off. It's not falling off anymore. It's actually on here now. We did an angle kit in the front because the stock 350Z doesn't get enough angle. We also did rear toe arms and camber arms. So then we set the camber to 0 because that's what you want to get the most life out of your tires for drifting. This door handle is brand new. So I replaced that. The interior is way cleaner. All it took was some quick detail spray and some rags. We ended up doing a steering wheel that my buddy Min donated, some cheap racing seats, the Hydro e-brake, that's from GK Tech. And then for performance mods, we ended up doing a plenum spacer, and I did all the maintenance stuff like spark plugs, oil changes, fluids, like everything to just try to make sure the car is as reliable as it can be for when we take it out. And yeah, so this is the drift project. Pretty stoked. We're taking it out this Tuesday and hopefully I can get some slides in and hopefully the car holds up. But you can see what, just a little bit of effort. I think total the car, I bought it for like $3,800. I think total in the car right now I'm at like $7,000, which isn't bad. That includes the wrap, the wheels, all the performance parts, coilovers, everything. Oh, we also welded the rear diff. So that's it guys. This is the Project Z drift build, and thanks for watching.